Aloha and welcome to Conversations to Enlighten and Heal. Today my very special guest is Terah Kathryn Collins. Terah, a native of Virginia, is a best-selling author and teacher, the founder of the Western School of Feng Shui in Solana Beach, California, and the originator of Essential Feng Shui. Her first book, The Western Guide to Feng Shui, is one of the most popular books on the subject in the world, and has been translated into 10 languages. Terah has also written Home Design with Feng Shui A to Z, The Western Guide to Feng Shui Room by Room, The Western Guide to Feng Shui for Prosperity, and The Western Guide to Feng Shui for Romance. Terah has also produced a 6-CD Feng Shui audio course. Terah is a much sought-after speaker in such faraway places as Sydney, Australia, and London, England, and has been featured on the PBS Body and Soul TV series and has spoken on Feng Shui at many international events, such as the Magical Mastery and Today's Wisdom Tours in Australia, the New Millennium Conferences in Mexico, and the Women of Wisdom, I Can Do It, and Empowering Women conferences across the United States. To learn more about Terah and Essential Feng Shui, please visit the Western School of Feng Shui website at WSFS.com. That's WSFS.com. If you're ready to learn about Feng Shui, the art of creating human-friendly environments, then listen up, as today's show is for you. Please welcome to the show my very special guest, Feng Shui expert, Terah Kathryn Collins. Welcome to the show, Terah. Such a delight to have you with us.
Well, thank you, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. My goodness, everybody knows absolutely everything about me now.
Yes, you're a god. You're a goddess in the world of Feng Shui, in my eyes. You are.
Oh,
so
my
you're
goodness.
so yes. So, what is Feng Shui, Terah, and what does the Chinese term Feng Shui mean?
Well, Feng Shui is a term literally translated as wind and water. And those two words, of course, elicit the images of aspects of nature that are seen and unseen. So obviously we can see the water, we can't see the wind unless it's interacting with something else. And this is kind of a poetic way to speak into what Feng Shui is, which is to look at the seen environment, to really be able to assess what's going on the unseen levels of life. How is the happiness quotient? What's the prosperity doing? What's happening with those more subtle aspects of life, given how the environment is arranged? How about that?
Well, that's very clear. Yes, that was good. I've never heard it described quite like that. That was really wonderful.
Well, it really comes out. I mean, Feng Shui was born out of Taoism, thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah, how long has Feng Shui been practiced?
Well, it goes back as far as there's any written record. So there's accounts of almost 5,000 years back when Feng Shui was practiced primarily to locate grave sites, because at that time the population in China considered their ancestors to be much like how we now think of angels, where ancestors, if we treated them right and we gave them a beautiful place to live out eternity, in other words, their grave site, then they would be happy to help us through our lives. So that was the original time that they found the first written record, and then it goes on to evolve into being used in the living people's environment, and it comes all the way through that 5,000 years to now being very popular in the Western cultures. And I've developed Essential Feng Shui because really there are aspects of Feng Shui that aren't necessarily very applicable to us at this time.
Yes. Well, tell us about Essential Feng Shui.
Pardon me?
Tell us about Essential Feng Shui.
Well, there's two schools of Feng Shui. There's the Form School, which is non-directional, and Compass School, which is directional.
Yes.
I practice primarily Form School, non-directional, which I find is a beautiful match for Western culture. And Essential Feng Shui is reform school Feng Shui applied to Western culture. So there has been some editing out of things that are very much Chinese in orientation and really have no or little application to our Western culture at this time. So we get these magnificent tools, and again, they come out of other Taoist practices, like the Bagua map, which is one of the primary tools and one of the best results-producing tools in Feng Shui. And that comes out of the whole I Ching, the text, the Book of Changes, and looking at our thoughts and our words and our deeds in the world, and then applying that to environment. So we have the Bagua map coming from the I Ching, we have the 5 elements coming from Chinese medicine, and then we have Feng Shui, which is very much focused on the environment itself.
Okay. So what is the main principle of Feng Shui?
Well, there really are 3 tenets of Feng Shui that create the foundation. The first one is that we see everything as alive. So the chair, the computer, the pile of clutter in the corner, the garage, everything is equally alive
as energy.
Everything else.
Yeah, it has energy.
And everything has energy, yes. So everything is alive. Everything is connected to everything else. So there's really nothing that is disconnected. And
so everything influences everything else.
Absolutely. We're all, so, it's the web of life, and that whole idea coming forward and being applied in the environment. And the third principle is that everything is always changing. So there really is the opportunity to make friends with change, to really embrace the mystery of life, and to embrace as much the unseen or the energetic aspects of life as the seen or physical aspects of life, and really live a lifestyle where both the seen and the unseen, the wind and the water, are being equally honored.
Oh, that's beautiful. So explain how energy can sometimes be blocked by objects in our space.
Well, objects are here to serve us, and when we have maybe more than we need, or we have a situation where there's too much furniture in a room, too many papers on a desk, anything where there's too much, even if it's too much of a good thing, is going to congest the energy. And it's, the environment, our home and business environments are really looked at as environmental bodies, and we can transfer the thoughts that we have about our bodies over to our homes and workplaces and get an idea of what's going on. And I think all of us have had a cold or been congested in some way. We know what our energy levels are like when we have that congestion, and then we know what our energy levels are like when we do not, and we're clear and free and healthy and robust. And it's very similar in the environmental body. If there's too much stuff, there's going to be congestion. It's going to slow the energy down, and it's going to slow down the people that are within that environmental body.
Oh, that's wonderful, the way you put that. So when do we need to apply the principles of Feng Shui?
Well, what I find is that Feng Shui is most sought after by people who feel that there's something in their life that is not working well. And typically it's going to be either a love issue, a money issue, or a health issue. Okay, so that's when we look at our environment and say, okay, what in my environment is holding my lack of love in place? What in my environment is holding my a lack of prosperity in place? And that's when we bring in the Feng Shui principles. My book, The Western Guide to Feng Shui, Room by Room, is very thorough in going room by room to really look through Feng Shui eyes and to say, okay, how is my prosperity being held in place in my living room? How is my love being held in place in my bedroom? How is my health being held in place in various other rooms? So that you can really super assess environmentally what's going on with the quality of your life.